Okay, here is the video for lesson 6.2a independent practice. We're going to be graphing lines. We're going to be drawing lines. But what they're going to do is they're going to give us an equation. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to do this. So, for example, here's problem number 1. And if you look carefully, they gave me the equation y equal negative 3x plus 4. Okay. Now, this equation, or this equation, look like this. It looks like a famous equation in algebra that is called y equal mx plus b, where the m is the slope and the b, let me change it to green, and the b is called the y-intercept. Okay, and the y-intercept is the point on the y-axis. Okay, so let me add that comment here. So the y-intercept is a point on the y-axis. And remember, the y-axis is this number line here. Okay, that's what we call the y-axis. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this equation and I'm going to identify who is my slope. And my slope is always the number that is multiplying the x. And the number multiplying the x here is negative 3. So I'm going to write here slope is negative 3. And the y-intercept is the number that is adding or subtracting to the x. Okay, it doesn't have a letter. It's not next to a letter. It's just a number, constant. And that will be the plus 4. So here my b, or my y-intercept, which is the b, is 4. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to start with the y-intercept. And we're going to put that point on the y-axis. We're going to put a point on 4. So we're going to be right here. Okay, remember, this is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. So I'm going to start with the y-intercept 4. And then to draw a line, you need 2 points. Okay, so 2 points to draw a line. Right now, I only have 1 point. So I need a second point. That's what the slope is all about. Okay, the slope, which is, remember about slope, slope is rise over run. Right now, I know the rise is negative 3. See, because negative 3 doesn't look like a fraction. So that means that my rise is negative 3. But my run, I don't have it. So how do you write any number as a fraction? You put a 1 under. And now what does that mean? That I'm going to change the color now. I'm going to choose color red. What that really means that starting from the point you already have on the graph, you're going to go down 3. So you're going to go down 1, 2, and 3. See, I went down 3. And then the run is 1. It means we're going to go 1 to the right. So we're going to end right here. And you can see I went 1 to the right. And once you have 2 points, then you can connect it with a straight line. That's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to draw the straight line. I'm going to fix it. Give me 1 second, okay? I just need to like line up there, okay? That's what we are going to do here in this lesson. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you draw this line in Canvas. Okay, I did it by hand. So let me show you how you do it in Canvas. So let's do it again. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 4. So I'm going to click on the line tool here. And I'm going to put a dot on 4, point A. And then I'm going to use the slope that's negative 3, which means we're going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. That's down 3. And then 1 to the right. And that's how you make the line. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's question number 2. Again, look at the equation they gave me, y equal 4x minus 5. This equation looked like a famous equation in algebra, that is y equal mx plus b, where the number multiplying the x, the m, is the slope, and the number that is adding or subtracting the x, the constant, no letter next to it, okay? This is called the y-intercept. And remember, the y-intercept is a point on the y-axis, a point on the y-axis. Who is the y-axis? This is the y-axis. Okay, that's the y-axis. All right, so let me put it right here, y-axis. Okay, and now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna identify who is our slope and who's the slope in this equation. I'm gonna highlight it in yellow. See, m, the one that I highlighted in yellow. Who is m in the equation? You're gonna see is the 4. So my slope is 4. But the slope should be a fraction, rise over run. Remember, slope is rise over run. Right now, I have the rise. I'm missing the run. When you do not see a fraction multiplying the letter x, okay, or when the slope is a number that doesn't look like a fraction, you just put a 1 under. Okay, and so you can see the rise is 4, the run is 1. And now we're going to identify the y-intercept. And who's the y-intercept? That's the number that is adding or subtracting the x, which in this case is minus 5. So we're going to start with the y-intercept. Okay, I'm going to put the point -5 on the y-axis. So here's -5, 2, 4, this is -6, so 5 is right here. We started there. And now we're gonna remember that to draw a line, you need 2 points to draw a line. Right now, I only have 1 point. That's when I use the slope. And the slope is 4 over 1. 4 is positive. It means we're gonna go up 4 from the first point you put it there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 to the right, the run is 1, so we're going to go 1 to the right. I hope you notice I went 4 up, and then I went 1 to the right. And where I ended, that's where I put my point. And once you put the point, then you're ready to draw the line. That's what I'm going to do now, because once you have 2 points, you can draw the line. There is the line. Okay, so I'm going to do now this in Canvas. Okay, I'm going to do that in Canvas so you have an idea how you draw the lines in Canvas. So I'm going to do this line here. So I'm going to start clicking the line tool. I'm going to start with my y-intercept, which is -5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Click. My slope is 4. That means we're going to go from here. We're going to go 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the rise. And then the run is 1. And then click. And that's how you do the line. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, since I have done the first 2, I have given you a lot of details. Now I'm going to go a little bit faster. Okay, so what I'm going to do is look at the equation again. It looks like the y equal mx plus b. Okay, so look at the equation. Looks like this. My m, my slope, is 2 over 5. My b, the y-intercept, is -4. Okay, so we're going to start with the y-intercept, -4. Click on the line tool. We're going to put -4 on the y-axis. Remember, this is the y. So I'm going to start in the origin. We're going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my -4 here. Then my slope is 2 over 5. Remember that the slope is rise over run, which means that the 2 is the rise, the 5 is the run. So starting from the point you already have, you're going to go 2 up, 1, 2, and then you're going to go 5 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Click. There's the line. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's question number 4, and look how interesting is this one. I'm going to highlight this because this is really interesting. Okay, look at my equation. Y equal 4.5. Okay, and what is interesting about this equation, that this equation doesn't have the x. Okay, so this equation is missing the x variable. It's missing it. You only have y equal a number. Okay, so here's what I want you to know. Okay, because I know this is the first time you're seeing this. Every time you see an equation that looks like this, y equal a number, okay, what you're gonna be drawing, okay, what you're gonna draw is a horizontal line. And remember, when I say horizontal line, you're drawing a line that looks like this. That's a horizontal line, okay? So basically what I'm gonna do, because there's no x, since there's no x, okay, what's gonna come out is a horizontal line. So what you do is, let's put the, change the color. We're gonna go find the y equal 4.5. So when it says y equal 4.5, you're gonna look on the y-axis. Remember, this is the y-axis right here. Okay, this here. All right, we're gonna find 4.5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This here is 5. 4.5 will be like around here. Okay, 4. This is 5. This here is 5. So 4.5 will be right there, hey? And because I'm gonna draw a horizontal line, remember to draw a line, okay, you need 2 points to draw a line. So what I'm gonna do, since I already know it's a horizontal line, you can put the next or the second point anywhere to the right or anywhere to the left of the first point you did. I don't know, I'm gonna put it right here. And the moment I have 2 points, I can connect it with a line. And that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a line there. Okay, gonna bring it a little bit lower. Okay, there is my line. Okay, I'm drawing a horizontal line. So that's what we're gonna do here. Click on the line tool. Let's find 4.5 on the Y. Now, if you look at the parentheses with the 2 numbers, you're gonna see that on the number after the comma, you wanna see 4.5. The first number should be 0, okay? So this is, see, look, when I'm in between, okay? Look at the decimal. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let me do it again. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. And now I'm looking for 4.5. Now you're going to have to go really slow. Oops, see, I went too fast there. Now, if you're having a hard time, what you're going to do is you're going to magnify this, see? And we're going to try again. So this is, see, 0.5, 1. So I'm going to go 4. This is 4. This is 4.5, see? I'm going to click. And then put another point anywhere to the right or to the left. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put it right here. And look, I got my horizontal line. Let's go to the next one. Here's question number 5. Again, another interesting equation. Look at the equation right here. Okay. Another interesting equation. Why? What is so interesting? I hope you notice there's the y is missing the y variable. See, the one before, the x was missing. Now the variable that is missing here is the y. And again, I know this is the first time you're doing this, so just want you to start getting used to see this, because when you go to algebra, you're gonna be seeing this quite often. Okay, every time you have an equation that looks like x equal a number, okay, what you're gonna be drawing is gonna be a vertical line. So draw a vertical line. And a vertical line looks like this. Okay, that will be a vertical line. That's what we're gonna do here. So here's what we're gonna do with this equation. Now we're gonna find the -5 on the x-axis. Now remember, this here is the x-axis. Okay, let's look for -5. We start in the middle. We're gonna go to the left. Here's -5. Put a dot there on the -5. And I already know I'm going to be drawing a vertical line. So remember, you need 2 points to draw the line. Okay, to draw a line. I already have 1. You need 2. Okay, so what you're going to do is just put another point above or below the first point you did. I'm going to put it above. Doesn't matter where, just put it anywhere. And look, I put my second point, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw my line. And that's what I'm going to do right here. See, I'm putting my line, connecting the 2 points with the vertical line. That's what we're going to do here in Canvas. So click on the line tool. Okay, let's put the point on -5 on the X, and then just put another point or above or below, as long as you keep the vertical line. So I'm going to put it here. And there is my line. Okay, let's go to the last two. In fact, I should have said problem number 6. There's 9 questions here. So look again, y equal 2. This is the equation they gave me. Remember problem number 4, y equal 4.5. Look what we're going to be drawing, a vertical line. That's what we're going to do here in number 6, y equal 2. Click on the line tool. Okay, let's find on the y-axis, because it says y equal 2. Put a point on 2, here's 2. And because I'm drawing a horizontal line, okay, remember to draw a line, you need 2 points. Put a point or to the right or to the left of the first point. I don't know, I'm going to put it right around here. It doesn't really matter as long as you keep the line horizontal. And there's problem number 6. Okay, look how quickly we did that. Let's go to the last two now. All right, and problem number 7, look, they gave us the equation y equal 30x plus 50. Now, that looks like y equal mx plus b, like when I started at the beginning of the video. So I'm going to start with identifying who's the slope. The slope is 30, and the y-intercept is 50. So I'm going to start with the 50 because the 50 is the number where I'm going to put a point on the y-axis. So I'm going to start doing that. So I'm going to click on the line tool. Let me take this out. And look, you can see the 50 right there. Look, right there. Look at the 50. Okay. Click. That's the y-intercept. Now to draw a line, you need 2 points. That's when you use the slope, the m. Now here, the slope is 30. But what that means is that when we write it as a fraction, it will be 30 over 1. So that means I'm going to go 30 up. Now careful here, because you started on 50. If you started on 50 and you are going up 30 more, it means we're going to be on 80. Okay? Or put it this way. If you look at the y-axis, we're not counting by 1. We're counting by 10. So I want to go 30 up. So this will be 10, 20, 30. And then how do you write 30 as a fraction? 30 over 1. So then we're going to go 1 to the right. What I did is the rise is 30 and the run is 1. That's why I landed there. Okay. And that's problem number 7. Let's do the last one. Same idea as the previous one. Here we go. They gave us the equation y equal -40x plus 350. That looks like y equal mx plus b. So I'm going to start with the y-intercept, which is 350. So I'm going to put a point on the y-axis on 350, right around here. Let's click the line tool. Let me close this out. Here's 350, see? Right there is 350. That number right there. Now, the slope says negative 40. So that will be negative 40 over 1 because the slope is rise over run. But negative 40 doesn't look like a fraction, so that's what I'm going to do, negative 40 over 1. Negative 40 is my rise. Because it's negative, I'm going down. So I'm going to go down 40. Now look at the numbers here. You're not counting by 1, you're counting by tens. So I'm going to go down 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. See, I went down 40. And then my run is 1. So you start moving, okay? I went 0.5. I need to go another 0.5 there. And one way to make sure you really count it by 1 is when you look at the point, you're going to see that it says 1 comma 310. Okay, so you went 1 to the right. You can also see on the bottom, it says 1 there. See, 1 right there. Okay, that's how you know. And this is how you do this this problem. I hope this helps.